5 exercises for better bowing. If we haven't met, hi, I'm Megan. I'm a violinist and Suzuki trained teacher. I've been playing the violin almost all my life, almost 20 years, and I've been teaching for just over 10. If you're enjoying my videos, the biggest thing that you can do to help me out is subscribe to my channel. It really means a lot. And if you're interested in more in-depth instruction from me, consider joining my online membership, Learn Violin Online, where you'll get a master plan to learn the violin at your pace, all the way from beginner to advanced, plus direct feedback from me, access to our community, and exciting monthly challenges. This month, January of 2025, is a bow technique challenge. And you can also apply for private lessons with me to work with me one-on-one. Bowing on the violin is extremely important because ultimately your bow is what creates the sound. And the sound is what you hear, right? I've heard people say that, playing violin is 80% bow technique. I'm not sure I agree with that. If you have beautiful bow technique, but your intonation is horrible and you can't do vibrato, it's not gonna sound very good. I'd say they're probably about 50-50, but 50 is still a large percentage. I also feel like bowing is not really natural and there's a lot of nuance to it, which can make it very difficult. So in this video, I'm going to share 5 exercises that have personally helped me with my bowing. The first and probably the most obvious is open strings. If you are not practicing open strings at the beginning of your practice, what are you even doing? This is really important for beginners because you want to make sure that you are holding the bow properly, of course, that your bow is straight and that you're producing a pleasant sound. It's important for intermediate players because you want to make sure that your sound is even, that your bow speed stays the exact same through your bow, that your sound is rich and beautiful. Advanced players, open strings are great for just checking in on the basics, making sure that everything is working properly and working on smooth bow changes. I recommend practicing open strings for about 5 minutes or maybe even shorter depending on your playing level, going through all 4 strings a couple of times and just addressing those issues depending on your playing level. Exercise number 2 is Colay. So if you've ever seen advanced players play, which I'm sure that you have, you notice that their bow hand is really flexible and it moves a lot. Practicing Colay will help you get that movement going in your own hand so that you can transfer it to your open strings, to your long bows, and develop that really beautiful smooth sound and smooth bow changes. To perform Colay, it's entirely done with your fingers. When you go down bow, you're going to straighten your fingers out and your bow is going to come off the string. You're going to place your bow back on the string. And then for the up bow, you're going to curl your fingers back in and allow your bow to come off the string. So down bow, straighten, up bow, curl. And this is a mini version of what your hand should be doing when you're doing long bow. So when you're going down bow, your fingers straighten. And when you're going up bow, they curl back in. Exercise number 3 is pinky triplets. I just call it pinky triplets, but this is for pinky strength and smooth bow changes. This is a bit more of an advanced exercise, and you might find it difficult. Even if you're advanced, you're gonna find it difficult. So you're going to place your bow at the very, very frog of the bow, like right next to the metal part. And then you're going to take your index finger off. Then you're going to play triplets, aka that's where the name comes from, pinky triplets, on each string, and you're going to try to make the sound as smooth as possible. It's very difficult because your pinky has to be very strong and smooth and flexible, so that's a really good exercise. It helped me out a lot with my smooth bow changes. Exercise number 4 is called SFila, and this really helped me with my bow bounces. So if you're like me and you have a bouncy bow, especially when you're nervous, this is going to be the exercise for you. So what you're going to do is put your metronome on the slowest it can go, -40, and you're going to see how many clicks you can get in one bow. So you're going to move your bow extremely slowly. and so on. So as you can tell, I wasn't really getting a solid sound. That's not the point of the exercise. The point of the exercise is to move as slowly as possible, and what you'll probably find is that your bow is like bouncing and shaking on. That's okay. You're working on those very, very fine muscles, your very, very fine motor skills, so that the shaking will lessen and lessen over time. Fifth exercise wasn't something that helped me, but it was something, or it is something that I use a lot with my students. I learned this in my Suzuki Book 4 training, and it's for the flexibility that we talked about. It's called frog hand, tip hand. So it's just another way of thinking about that movement. When you're at the frog, all of your fingers on your hand should be really curved and really balanced. And then when you're at the tip, the fingers on your hand are straighter and they're more balanced towards the index finger. So like we mentioned, as you go down bow, you straighten, as you go up bow, you curl. The thing is that going down bow is usually not a problem. Like the straightening usually happens pretty naturally. It's the curling that we usually have the problem with. So basically the exercise is to stop each time you get to the frog and check that your hand curled, check that you're back in that frog hand position. So you might play something like the tonalization from book 2. Stop and check your hand. Stop and check your hand. Stop and check your hand. And so on. I love that exercise for my students. There you have it, 5 exercises for better bowing. Try them out and let me know which one was your favorite in the comments. If you like these exercises, I have dozens more like them inside of Learn Violin Online. Enrollment is opening in March, so you can snag your spot on the wait list to be the first to know and get a special gift from me. Thanks so much for watching, and please make sure to subscribe before you go.